Why, hello there. My name is Spencer, and I love playing games. Here's one now, Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle. Released in 1989 on the Sega Genesis, it stars a kid named Alex. Alex Kidd appeared in quite a few games, but Enchanted Castle was the only one I played or even knew about at the time. Alex is on a quest. Hi, I'm Alex Kidd. I live on the planet Ares. My brother Egil is king. Frankly, my life was uneventful, but then I heard a rumor. My lost father, King Thor, was alive on the planet Paper Rock. Why is it named Paper Rock? Because everyone there's an expert at the game called Paper Rock Scissors. If a visitor is no good at that game, he won't last long. My family didn't want me to go, but I have to find out. Is my father still alive? Alright, let's look for Dad. First thing is that Alex is both the strongest and weakest kid in existence. He punches cars so hard that they turn into money. But if that same car runs into him at 2 miles an hour, he's dead. Everything he punches turns into money, actually. Except blocks. They just break. Or fly away and hit enemies, and then they explode and turn into cash. Moving around takes some getting used to. Alex slips and slides a little. It's a little tricky to control. Of course, I don't have opposable thumbs, and that can screw you over. Jumping around is fun, and he can do a cool flying kick. He runs around in a red jumpsuit and has big ears. But he's a good kid, always smiling. I think he might be an alien. The world is obsessed with rock, paper, scissors, also called Jenkin. You enter doors, and inside there's a crowded theater with an item in the middle. You stand on stage against your opponent. And if you beat him, you get the prize. Let's say I want this ring from Panthro here. You beat him, an anvil comes down and crushes him, and you walk away the winner. You bet money up front to play. Pretty brutal, but rock, paper, scissors games are frustrating. It's based on chance and not skill. There are many items you can win, including the ring, or maybe it's a bracelet which lets you shoot energy blasts, a staff that makes you float, a cloak that grants invincibility, as well as vehicles. There's the pogo stick, the motorcycle, and the pedicopter. I really like the motorcycle, but if you hit any block head-on, it just disappears. You can ride right through enemies, though. The pedicopter is okay, a little clumsy. You tap the buttons to stay afloat, but it can shoot rockets. The pedicopter even got its own dedicated stage. I wish the motorcycle had that, but no. You can find stuff in green chests. Sometimes they have an extra life, but it could have bombs in there, too. You can also find necklaces in the green chests, used for reading people's minds. Enemies are everywhere. You got hopping, jumping guys, moles, porcupines, dung beetles pushing poop around, octopuses, fish, big fish, mummies, scorpions, lumberjacks, cars, baboons with red butts, bees. There are a lot of good ones. Keeps it fresh. Good and fresh. The way you finish stages is by bouncing a rice cake on your head, and Alex runs off to the next. At the end of some stages, you have rock, paper, scissors showdowns with unique boss characters. There's a princess, a bear in an undershirt and shorts who looks like he abducts children, and an old man who lives in the mountains. I do not like that bear. Something about him is off. His whole getup, how he's hiding in the woods bothering kids. Anyway, this is where the necklace comes in handy. It lets you see what they're planning. If you don't have the necklace, you're just gonna have to guess, and if you're wrong, you lose a life. So what's annoying is that even if you made it through the level using all your skill, you can get a game over simply due to chance. After all these years, I can look past it, but it'll piss off a lot of first-time players. But then again, who's gonna play this now? Talking about stages, you'll travel through forests, towns, grasslands, oceans, and even through the air. I hated the mountain stages, though. These old men freaked me out when I was little. They teleport in front of you and try to whack you with a staff. I assume they're part of some cult. A bunch of psychic old men in robes who live in the mountains and hate kids who snoop around. I don't care what they're up to, I just want to leave. You can't say anything bad about the life bar, because there isn't any. One hit and it's over, and when you die, you turn into a ghost and swim your way up into the sky. This weird sound plays when you die, almost like the game is mocking you. It can get on your nerves a little. Speaking of sound, let's talk about the music. It's not bad music, but sometimes it can hurt my ears. I'm sensitive to noise, and some music cues are just irritating. Like when you encounter a boss. Sounds like the game broke. The pedicopter music sounds like I'm about to be sick. Like I'm in some fever-induced nightmare. final level triples the difficulty, and whenever I'd make it here as a kid, I'd usually die instantaneously. I'd just walk in and get pulverized. There are rooms that try to gas you, rooms that if you mess up, there's no way to pass, so you have to leave and reset it. There are toy soldiers who walk back and forth, chameleons that lick the air, and wind-up mice that climb the walls. It's the only stage that doesn't scroll along with you as you move. Each room is its own screen with its own challenge. You will die here a lot. You will have to restart the game again and again. You will want to break something. The final boss is a multi-armed monster with sunglasses and I think a turban? First, you have a rock-paper-scissors fight. 2 rounds. I found that picking paper first and then scissors beats him. Don't know if that's always the case, but it worked for me every time. He then somehow throws his own fist at you, which must then be punched. Then his face requires a punch. Doing this repeatedly causes you to win. He cries and runs away, and in the next room is dead on the throne.
Alex, it's me, your father. How do you like Paper Rock? A nice place to visit, right? Ashra, be good from now on. I've learned my lesson now.
Alex's father, Thor, hadn't been a prisoner at all. He had actually been using Ashra as a servant. Thor was really quite happy. Alex was astounded. Okay, but was very glad to know that Thor was happy and gave his father a big hug. When Alex told his family about Thor and how he was living, everyone was overjoyed. Thereafter, the people of the 2 planets, Ares and Paper Rock, were always friends. Yeah, a great story, Pops. Brilliant. What the hell did I do to piss you off so much that I have to risk my life to make it here? Where is this place? Why did you leave? Who the hell is Ashra, and how do you know him? It's a goofy game. It's not horrible. It's just okay. A game that reminds me of when I was little, so I play it every once in a while. Then get in a bad mood and stop. Goodbye!